The human race is at a turning point. Although we understand there is a relationship between the greenhouse gases we emit and the climate change they cause, we are only just starting to comprehend the urgency of the situation. Governments, large organizations, and major cities around the world are responding by setting net zero carbon targets. These targets have already been set in Sweden, announced in Scotland, and are expected soon throughout the rest of the UK. Which raises the question, what will net zero carbon cost?
There's a strong relationship between carbon and cost. Carbon is a proxy for energy, for natural resources, and quantities of materials. So if we can reduce carbon through our designs, we are also likely to reduce cost. But this kind of coincidental carbon reduction is no longer enough if we want to prevent catastrophic climate change. Efficient design can reduce carbon and cost to a certain point, a point that we may have been satisfied with in the past. But there are lower carbon alternatives which, at the moment, cost more than traditional fossil fuel-based options. We call this the carbon cost tipping point, the point at which costs start to increase in order to reduce carbon further.
We've just completed an international research project into the relationship between carbon and cost in infrastructure. Using large multidisciplinary projects from Sweden and the UK, where Sweco have demonstrated savings of millions of pounds and thousands of tons of carbon, we've examined the carbon cost relationship at a granular level.
Comparing carbon emissions with cost across a design results in a key performance indicator we call carbon cost intensity. That is the amount of carbon emitted per pound or per Swedish krona. When we understand the carbon cost intensity across a project, we can help our customers reduce carbon as efficiently as possible.
Sweco have used this carbon cost information to build carbon reduction into our customers' procurement processes to encourage contractors and their supply chain to reduce carbon. Carbon reduction is then no longer a voluntary add-on or a coincidental benefit. It becomes a fundamental contractual requirement that drives innovation and demonstrates leadership.
We train our design teams to understand the role they have in reducing carbon, including through the use of digital techniques to visualize where carbon sits within a project. We integrate this within the design process to go beyond carbon accounting and provide practical carbon cost consultancy.
At Sweco, we understand the challenge that climate change presents, and we recognize our responsibility as designers and engineers to help reduce carbon emissions. So we are working closely with our customers to share this carbon cost knowledge and to help them create a sustainable future for us all.